Knicks rumors are heating up, and there could be some very good moves that could help the team go to not only just the playoffs, not just the conference finals, that could take them to the NBA finals. The Knicks are a contending team, and with a lot of trade rumors moving around, we're going to go into some of them, and then basically whatever the hell else you guys want to throw at me. So what's up, guys? Welcome back to another Knicks Digest live stream. Probably not going to be able to repeat the one we had Saturday. That was the greatest one of all time. But we're going to do our best. We're going to try to come at y'all. Anything you got for me, just start shooting away. But I'm just going to break down some of the stuff that I figured I'd start this off with, so I have a talking point. So we got somewhere to jump off from, break things down for y'all. Let's check. Do we have enough people to have a conversation? We absolutely do. So let's go. Look, there's been a lot of noise about Julius Randle potentially getting moved, and I know you guys don't like when I talk about that, though I really want to make a video about it tomorrow. So if you guys are anti that, just let me know, and I won't. I'll find something else. But Fred Katz recently talked about Julius potentially getting moved. What up, Ken, Blizzy Paul, Archibald? What up, JJ? Yes, I know rumors are just that, but there is a lot of noise to some of these Knicks rumors. I mean, for instance, was there anyone more rumored than Mikal Bridges? No. I mean, right before the OG trade, a lot of OG rumors circling around. That happened too. There's a lot of noise on the Knicks potentially getting another backup center. Obviously, we talked about that last live, so we don't really have to do that for the majority of the time again. We've never really talked face-to-face about stuff such as other moves the Knicks could make. They have Cameron Payne, who makes $3 million. They have Jericho Simmons, who they could use for a trade. And theoretically, they could trade Julius Randle, someone who's been in a lot of rumors, someone who's had a lot of contract question marks, something I do want to break down eventually again on a regular video, but that's for another time. So, guys, let's go. Shoot me some questions. But, yeah, right now, with where the Knicks stand, I do think they're going to make some moves this season. The Knicks obviously are pretty capped in a weird spot. They don't have too many draft picks that they could legally use. They have the Wizards one. They have the Pistons one. They could use that. Obviously, those are far from unprotected. Both teams are pretty horrific, especially the Wizards, to a point where you know that's not going to convey this year. But you can use it for an asset, along with, if you want to mix Precious Achiuwa and Cameron Payne, that's $9 million plus a first-round pick. That can get you pretty far for some role players for this Knicks team. You also have young players who, after the December 15th mark, can be traded. The Knicks are not going to trade Tyler Kolek, and I highly doubt they trade Pacome Dadier. I mean, Pacome is someone who I think the Knicks value higher than most teams anyway. But that's also the case with Julius Randle, who's been in a lot of trade talks, so we could obviously break that all down. We got 23 people in the live stream right now, though that is counting Knicks Digest ourselves. I do have it up on my phone, as per usual, watching myself talk because I am a malignant narcissist. No. In all seriousness, guys, that wasn't even funny, dude. That sucked. That was a terrible joke. But no, look, here's the deal. The Knicks are in a very strange spot right now because they're really good. Like, they're really good. This is the best team going into a season. This is the best team the New York Knicks have had in the 2000s. Since the turn of Y2K, when the computers were supposed to take over and all that stuff. I don't know if that's even true. I wasn't born until 2001. But yeah, the Knicks are in a weird spot because they're really good. And they feel like they're contenders. It feels like the Knicks are contenders. The Knicks certainly believe they're contenders. Leon Rose would not have traded all those picks if he didn't think the Knicks were contenders. However, at the same time, that was a sweet however. I don't know why I'm doing this right now, dude. I'm losing my mind. But no, it's way too early in the live stream for me to be getting crazy like this. But look, here's the deal. I thought I didn't have my water. Where the Knicks stand, obviously, they're thinking, okay, we're the second best team in the East. We showed it last year. We obviously would have went to the conference finals, had Julius and Brunson and Hart and Mitch and everyone else who was injured. All have been healthy. OG. If the Knicks had a healthy team, they would have went to the conference finals. The Knicks know that, and no one's more confident in the Knicks than the Knicks themselves, meaning that when you're going into the playoffs, they're thinking, we can beat anyone. We could have beaten Boston this year if we were healthy. I think a worthwhile three-team trade would send Randle, Sims, and Diop for Kuzma, Nance Jr. Who else are we missing there? Who else am I not seeing? Not updating OBS right now. No, so for Randle, a three-team trade, we need to see more to that. let's wait until the next offseason to maintain more flexibility with Julius Randle. So Julius's contract is up after this season, theoretically. He has a player option. He could obviously accept his player option, then decide, hey, I'm going to stick around for another year. And then I want a contract extension. I'm doing this so you guys, as in the Knicks, have more financial flexibility to continue to put together a contender. Now, with that all being in mind, Julius is not going to do that. The best case scenario is that the Knicks can get Julius to opt in or opt out of his player option, use this year, and then take, some sort of discount, or have him opt into the player option so he's making a lot less money next year, so the Knicks have a lot more flexibility going into the 2026 offseason when Mikal, DiVincenzo, and Josh Hart will all be free agents. Now, Mikal has already said that he plans on taking a discount in the same way that Jalen Brunson did. I assume Brunson and Mikal will try to convince Dante and Josh Hart to do the same. It might not work. I mean, it would have helped a lot if OG took a contract discount. Instead, he is now getting paid an absurd amount of money. Now, I don't think it's theoretically bad that the Knicks are paying OG that much money because what OG does is worth a lot to the Knicks. That being said, it was a huge contract. It's a massive risk for a guy who's been injured a bunch with the Knicks already. I mean, he's been on the Knicks since December 31st of last year because he got traded in the morning. And then right after that, what up, Days Animations? What up, Day? How you doing? I'm chilling. How about you? But what we're looking at is a situation. Kuzma holds the ball longer than even Julius. That's the thing, dude. Kuzma likes being on the Wizards because I think he likes getting to ball out. Why would Mikal take a discount after they persuade him? Well, they wouldn't need to persuade Mikal. Mikal's already come out and basically said that he's going to do the same thing as Brunson and take a discount. He's indicated it. It was right after the Brunson thing. He said he's going to do something similar. You need to get Hart and DiVincenzo to buy in, but again, it might not work considering it didn't work with OG. I assume the Knicks tried to get OG to buy into, well, don't you want to win a championship? And OG probably was like, I want to get paid as much money as I possibly can to play basketball. And OG's been with the Knicks for 8 months. Obviously, some of them have not had any NBA basketball at all. But at the same time, elbow surgery, pulled hamstring. Those are two completely different injuries. That's worrisome that you just paid him this much money. Now, the alternative could have been losing OG to a team that would pay him that much, and that would have been the worst case scenario, that you just gave up RJ and IQ, your two best trade assets, for OG Anunoby. There's a world where they probably could have went out there and used all their picks and quickly and RJ on someone if they wanted to wait. But I don't even think that would have been the right move because you're waiting on a guy to become available. And what if he doesn't even fit your team? OG fit really well. The Knicks then used all their picks for another guy who fit really well. Do you know if Randle's coming back? Do you know if Randle is coming back? Would you tell me? Or if he's leaving, where is he going? So Randle is on the Knicks right now. He's still under contract with the Knicks. So next year, Randle's going to be on the Knicks. Fred Katz talked about that once again. He thinks the Knicks are just not going to trade him. Now, again, I could make a full YouTube video on that. I kind of want to because it's a good thing to go over. But if you guys are sick of that topic, let me know, and I just absolutely can pivot. But where we stand now, OG making superstar money. He better play like one. No, I mean, that's the thing. He's not. He's not going to play like a superstar. He's going to be able to lock down other superstars. And when you look at the fact that Jaden McDaniels is getting paid more or a similar amount than OG, you understand the contract's not the worst thing in the world because of how valuable OG is to the Knicks. The Knicks have never lost back-to-back games that OG has played in, of course, anytime. So with that being said, yeah, the OG contract's a lot of money. It also has led to the Knicks being a much better basketball team. The Knicks would have won had OG been healthy in the playoffs. OG's a very, very good player. He had that great Game 6. No, he's not going to be some dynamic offensive force, but the Knicks do not need a dynamic offensive force. What the Knicks need, love you. I need, what does this say? I love your vids. Can you say hi? Hi, Sunil. How you doing? But I love what the Knicks did this offseason. I was going through some of our old videos today, like just reading the descriptions, checking up on stuff as I do. Nostalgic Nick, my guy, what's up, man? No, you're right. You are right, PD Melody. You're absolutely right. James Dolan loves Julius Randle. Like, Dolan and Julius, they each talk about how they have an amazing, like, relationship. The two are friends. This happened with Melo and James Dolan also. The two just got along. Here's the thing. Here's the thing about James Dolan, guys. James Dolan is so widely viewed as this guy who sucks at being an NBA owner, and here was the problem with James Dolan. He tried to get involved, and he doesn't know ball. However, when James Dolan, like what he's doing with Leon, him and Leon also, they've been friends for a minute. Like him and Leon have known each other a while. So Leon, being Dolan's friend, was probably like, yo, I'll take this Knicks job. And we both know that I'm going to fix this team. But at the same time, you cannot get involved with what I am doing. This is my ship. I am going to run it. I need you to sign checks and support my decisions. And James Dolan, knowing that Leon Rose is good at what he does, said yes to that. I guarantee that is how that conversation went. I'm sure of it. So I do think that Dolan trusts Leon to let Leon make the decisions, meaning if the Knicks were to trade Julius, if Leon was like, this will make us a better team, Dolan would go along with it. Oh, yeah, Dolan hiring Leon absolutely didn't. Dolan knew Leon. Like, it was a friendship maneuver. Like, so the power of friendship started with Dolan and Leon. Like, Dolan's not as bad of an owner as people say he is. He just was, because he was trying to be too involved with the team. And then once he took a step back, he got a lot better at his job. I mean, I started to think Dolan was not that bad of an owner once he fired Phil Jackson, because Phil tried to waive Carmelo from the team. Now, obviously, the return the Knicks got for Melo wasn't very good, but at the same time, Steve Mills and Scott Perry were not a good duo. They were not good at their jobs, which is, especially Steve Mills, which is why they got fired. I mean, yeah, Melo was at the tail end of his prime, putting up 22.4, I think, points per game with the Knicks in his final season in the 2016-17 year. He had that stretch in January where he was really bad. I think that was actually when he was going through some personal issues. But all in all, obviously missed the playoffs the last couple of years after being a guy who was a staple in the NBA playoffs for the first 10 years of his career. So, yeah, Melo's value was down, and everyone knew he was done with his time on the Knicks, despite the fact that he was also open to just sticking around through a rebuild because Melo loved playing in New York. But obviously the Knicks traded him, and in return got Enes Kanter, Doug McDermott, and the second-round pick that became Mitchell Robinson. Now, it was really funny on the Roommates podcast to hear Mitchell Robinson talk about that trade, because they asked him, like, what have you ever, like, thought about that? And he's like, no, I never think about it. I don't think I got traded with Melo or something. And they're like, no, dude, you were the trade for Melo. Like, you were the guy. And Mitch is like, oh, I didn't even know. Mitchell Robinson is the funniest person, dude. Phil treated Melo horribly. Yeah, no, Phil treated Melo terribly. It was all the spots on a leopard stuff. Like, it was crazy. Do you think Precious Achiuwa is going to be the backup center? Yes, I do think he's going to be the backup center for the first half of the season. Then he is going to get traded. He's going to get moved. I hope it's for Nick Richards. That's my guy. I'd love if they could figure out Jalen Duren, but I just don't think they're going to. I think he's just going to cost too much, which makes perfect sense. Ayton is trash. I don't want to trade Randle for Ayton. Randle's good. Randle's an all-NBA player. I don't want to trade him for DeAndre Ayton's bad contract. Ayton's contract is so long, I better be getting... I'm running the Knicks. But in my world, if I were running the Knicks, well, they'd probably be worse than they are under Leon. I'm not going to act like I'm better than Leon at his job, but Leon might be better than me at my job, which is pretty interesting. But that's okay. That's okay. Leon's the GOAT. It's okay. But look, Ayton's not that. Clearly, he doesn't want it that much. He's on a massive contract, and he's not the all-star, all-NBA player that Julius Randle is. It's pretty much that. Like, Julius is good. Ayton's not so good. Kind of makes sense there. But yeah, Shoot, what was I talking about? Randle for Sexton? No. We have too many guards. I could see Julius getting traded, but it would have to be a weird trade to do so. Like, it'd be so around Brunson then also, like the rest of the team. It's like he's your one isolation scorer. Like, your one guy you could dump the ball off to and have him kind of figure it out and put up 20-something points per game. Like, I think this team needs Julius Randle, and frankly, I think Julius Randle needs this team. I think it's a perfect storm for both Brunson and Randle. These are the exact guys you want around Jalen Brunson and Julius Randle. The one way this roster gets better, and this is more Julius than Brunson, is if Miles Turner was your starting center, because he's still the same rim protector that works in a Tibbs system, and also he can splash threes. So you really need that, and it's the perfect system. We're not trading Randle. We're probably not. Yeah, that's what all signs point to. But you also never know, and when you look at this, you have to consider the fact that he is, with the whole contract extension, they might dangle him in trades just as like a manipulation tactic, whether it's towards Julius, which I doubt it would be. They might try to mess with other teams by doing that. Like, it wouldn't be shocking. The Knicks are a weird franchise. They're very good, but Leon's a strange franchise. I want a superstar center. Well, I like superstar centers, but Ayton and Jonas Valanciunas are not superstar centers. They're middle-of-the-pack centers, if anything, who are both bad at defense. Would you trade Randle for Jeremy Grant? Hell no. Look at Julius. All-NBA, All-Star. I feel like this channel, like, there's this pretty strong belief that I just don't like Julius Randle, and I'm such a big fan of Julius. I've always been. I loved the signing. I was always pro-Julius. Like, I just never really thought that, like, I never bought into the Julius is bad at basketball argument. Like, even with the playoffs, he looked gassed, and the Hawks just had him figured out, which is fair because the Knicks had no one else who could create offense. And with the next playoffs round, he was on an ankle that needed surgery. Shoot, I forget what I was talking about. I had something that I was saying that's probably not that important. What do you think would be a good trade for a center? Precious Achiuwa, 2 second-round picks for Nick Richards. That's the trade you make. And you might not even need to add 2 seconds. You might can just do Precious and a second-rounder for Nick Richards. And Nick Richards has so much untapped potential that he's never going to get in Charlotte. Because Charlotte, one, doesn't really know how to develop players, given that might be changing with the way that LaMelo Ball and Brandon Miller have both burst onto the scene. And also Mark Williams. So maybe Charlotte is getting better at player development. But regardless, Nick Richards is stuck behind Mark Williams. He's not going to develop. And yeah, he'd be a backup center with the Knicks too, but the Knicks are really, really good at development. They're very good at big man development specifically. It's one of the reasons why they brought in Mark Bryant, to get better at it. So I'd prefer Ayton probably, just because DeAndre Ayton's better. But Nick Richards to me is such a perfect backup center for this team. Orlando doesn't neither Jalen Duren or Nick Richards is on Orlando. I'd have no idea who that is. Days animation. But yeah, we're most likely just not going to trade Julius Randle, honestly. I'd be kind of surprised at this point if we did. We all know the Mavs clear the Knicks. We all know that the Mavericks botched it with Jalen Brunson. Botched job. Y'all would have won the finals. Last time the Knicks made, no one in this chat was even born. Marcel, what happened? Oh, your point guard. He couldn't play. He wasn't good. He choked, as he always does with Boston. Want to know who didn't choke? Marcel? Jalen Brunson. He was pretty great. He got injured, but he was pretty great. Would have been helpful to have him. Imagine if the Mavs had Jalen Brunson and Luka Doncic next to each other. That'd be a crazy backcourt. Definitely better than Luka and Kyrie. Given Kyrie had a great year, but still. Ouch. Yikers. Imagine if the Mavs also had Brunson and Luka, and then also a hometown bully power forward like Julius Randle. That'd be kind of cool. I think I'm just talking about the Knicks after Luka realizes that the Mavs suck and that he wants to go to the Knicks, which is going to happen. We're going to take him right from y'all. Guys, make sure to subscribe to Mavs Digest. No one on the Knicks chokes because they're too busy icing their legs. All 4 tires are flat. We're good now. We're back. We're all healthy once again. We're all good. We're all back. And yeah, no one on the Knicks chokes because no one on the Knicks is named Kyrie Irving, who has choked multiple times in the playoffs, now that I think about it. Well before his Mavericks tenure, the man was kind of overrated anyway. He was great with LeBron, but I just don't think he should have left. I think they had a perfect mix. Anyway, I don't know how Luka and Kyrie are working out so well. Marcel, if you can explain that, like, honestly, like, why are Luka and Kyrie, like, real good together? It feels like it's just so much, like, offense between two guys who love to dominate the ball. Do you think the Knicks would make the championship? I think they have the second best chance outside of the Celtics. I still think the Celtics are the best team in the NBA, or at least the best team in the East. So, I think what happens is, like, the Knicks can because they're the anti-Celtics. The same way the Timberwolves built a team to beat the Denver Nuggets. I have a feeling the New York Knicks, or I know for a fact because it came out that this was the case, the Knicks are building and built a team to beat the Boston Celtics. That was the game plan with bringing in all these guys, bringing in McHale and OG and sacrificing Hartenstein to do so because they knew what they had to do was get wing heavy, especially defensively, for two guys who are pretty perfect for matching up with anyone. Smaller, quicker guard, McHale can handle it. Any front court, small forward, power forward, center, any forward center, OG Anunoby can go out there and lock up. Matthias Lesor was the best center available, don't the Knicks? So the Knicks, it's not his bird rights, it's his draft rights. The Knicks own Matthias Lesor's draft rights, and what happens with him is that he's on a team right now overseas that he's still under contract with. And since he's under contract with that team, he'd have to work a buyout or make some weird deal happen, and that could cost him $2 million. Matthias Lesor wants the mid-level exception for $5 million that the Knicks can give him, and the Knicks were like, no, because then we're going to have some cap space issues, and you're not good enough to cause us cap space issues, and the deal fell apart. The reason why Luka and Kyrie work is because Kyrie doesn't take away from Luka's game. He's one of the best two options in the league that can also... I don't think Kyrie can be a number one option, maybe scoring-wise, but obviously not as the best player. I said for years, for a while, like when Kyrie was on the Celtics, I was like, this is a mistake because he's the best number two option in the NBA. I don't think Kyrie still is the best number two option in the NBA. That's actually a good question, who is. I guess it's either whichever one LeBron or Anthony Davis is. The other one is the best, second best player in the league, in my opinion. They might still be the best duo in the NBA. Like, LeBron's still real good, and Anthony Davis just had the best season of his career. So, that's interesting. Or, not best, but second best. He was in the MVP voting that one year. But he could have been if the Lakers weren't awful and a terrible embarrassment of a franchise. Hate from the Mavs. Y'all should figure out Kyrie. Maybe it could lead to a chip. Well, the Mavs don't want any part of the Knicks if these two teams match up in the finals. That would be a beating. Like, that would be a true beating if the Knicks could get into the club. Now, again, I think the Knicks are the second best team in the Eastern Conference. Matthias Lesor is an expensive center worth at least $5 million. The Knicks still got the... Yeah, no, exactly. The Knicks could have used the MLE on Lesor if they wanted to, but it would have caused them some more cap space issues, and the Knicks are trying to keep their cap space thing as clear as possible. And also, like, I'll say that later because it's something about Precious. But yeah, with Lesor, he wanted the $5 million because he's like, I'm only going to be making $3 million anyway. And then what happened is it got to the point where Lesor was like, nope, I want that $5 million. And that's a really good point, Marcel. But Lesor wanted all $5 million because he's like, I'd only be making $3 million. And if anything else, I might as well just stay overseas. And the Knicks were like, all right, guess you're staying overseas, bro. Like, we're not going to trade your draft rights because we like having people's draft rights. And also, we're not paying you $5 million to mess up our salary cap stuff. Now, Charlotte, I could see having interest in Precious Achiuwa because the one thing that Precious has over Nick Richards right now is outside of mid-range jump shooting, is the fact that he does have a higher potential if used right. Now, I think Nick Richards can, but on the Knicks, Nick Richards has a higher potential, where I think on the Hornets, Precious does, because he's got LaMelo throwing him the ball, and Precious is someone who desperately needs a point guard who knows exactly where to put the ball for Precious and exactly when to give the ball to Precious. Marcel, what do you think of Precious Achiuwa, considering that you did a lot of work for Raptors Digest back in the day? And back in the day, I mean like 3 months ago. Thank you, Days Animations. I appreciate it. Kyrie's easily the second best option in the league. Most players can't touch the stat line of 25, 5 and 5 on shooting 50, 49. Yeah, it's a good point. Kyrie really has become an underrated player in the NBA. Like, he's one of the, I don't even know where you put him. Like, the Mavs are so weird to call positions out because it's like Luka is the point guard. Knicks 100. We got to stop this. What do we got to stop? Knicks 100 a game. Did you change your background or your profile photo? It looks different. Hate from the Mavs. You also just saw that. I'm just kind of checking back. Dude, we're going to be good this season, and, like, we got it. The team is healthy. A healthy Knicks team is so dangerous because they're just so hard to deal with. Precious looked a whole lot better on the Knicks than on the Raptors. He deserves a chance to show them what he could do for a full year, but y'all need to be ready for Mitchell to get hurt again. And so here's the thing. Theoretically, based off how things have gone, Mitch should be healthy next season for at least the playoffs. Now, what we're seeing is the fact that we know he's going to miss at least 22 games this season. He's going to play at most 60 games. That's just how Mitch operates. Maybe he could get to 62. Maybe he'll get to 62. He's not getting to 65. He's not going to be in the awards. But I will say that they need a more traditional big man for the Tom Thibodeau style. I really, really like Achiuwa's game. I think he's got a ton of potential, but it just doesn't work with the Knicks. Why don't they guarantee Sims for the... Why did they guarantee Sims for the year? So the Knicks guaranteed Jericho Sims for the year because they do like Jericho Sims. They just like him as a third-string center. Now, Sims has been grinding it out. He's been really working, trying to improve his game, trying to become that backup center for the Knicks that they need. So I'll say I think Sims does start day one. I don't think Mitchell Robinson will be healthy by the first game of the season. I think Jericho Sims is going to be the Knicks starting center in game one. Last episode of the live stream, we were just breaking down centers, and I said I was upset because I put Precious in the thumbnail saying starting center with a question mark, and I realized I should have put Jericho Sims in there because Sims is the guy who would start. Even if Precious is going to get more minutes, Sims is the one who starts and runs with the starting unit because he's more similar to Mitchell Robinson. So I think that would be very interesting. Achiuwa wasn't that good at center, watched a lot of games. Well, here's the thing. He's more of a power forward, but also he gave Joel Embiid hell. He held Embiid to 1 point in the fourth quarter of Game 4. I have a feeling your perimeter defense is going to be top tier, but your interior defense is going to suffer. OG can defend other bigs well, but you can't expect it. And I don't think the Knicks are expecting OG to guard all the 7-footers. There's only a handful that OG would have to guard, and it's really just the ones who are skill-based centers. So how many of that is it's like 5? Like, there's Jokic, there's Embiid. I guess in a way there's Valanciunas if you want to go real far down. Like, most of the time there's going to be a more talented offensive player for OG to guard than big men. Do you think the Raptors are worse? No, I think the Raptors are a lot better. I think the Raptors are going to have a great year in comparison to last season. I think they will be the 10th seed. I think they'll get that final play-in spot. I do think they'll lose. They'll probably play the Heat or the Pacers, in my opinion. But I will say I think that they're going to see improvement quickly. Under a full year being a starting point guard is going to be great. And then also I think RJ, again, another year, more spacing is going to help him. Scotty Barnes, an all-star last year. I think the Raptors are on an uptick. It's just going to take a minute. OG should not be checking centers. He's only going to guard skill-based centers for short periods of time when Mitchell Robinson's not in the game. Now, if Mitch is hurt, it depends on who the center is. But it would just happen a little bit, and also when Julius is playing the 5. That's a big part of it, is if it's a skilled center and they're doing Julius at the center sometimes, they are going to OG can easily guard legit power forwards. He's a strong 6'8". Most power forwards are 6'8". Like, I loved when OG was just guarding Pascal Siakam and just putting him in jail. That was fun. Rudy Gobert, Kat, Jokic, Embiid, Giannis, AD, Ayton, Wemby, Holmgren, Vooch, Lively. Well, all right, by skilled, I don't mean good, which everyone you named is good except for Derek Lively. I'm joking. I understand Derek Lively's an awesome center, and I love Derek Lively. But, like, Rudy, you would not have OG guard because it just makes more sense to put other guys on him, especially when you're considering OG has to guard Towns. Now, Towns, OG can guard because Towns, as you know, Marcel, is soft. Jokic, yes, someone who OG will guard at times, but if Mitch is healthy, they're going to put Mitch on him. Mitch has done well against Jokic in the past because Jokic will fool him, but Mitch is just always there. Like, his arms are just so long that he stays in the air forever that he manages to get around it. Embiid, we saw him do a little bit, but Precious did a better job. Giannis, yes, OG is going to guard him. AD, I could see OG guarding him for a bit, but Mitch knows AD very well. Like, they're long-time friends. Like, Anthony Davis was training Mitch when Mitch was coming into the NBA because Mitch didn't go to college. Let me explain why Mitchell Robinson didn't go to college. Hi, Raymond. Hope your day is going great, Raymond. Thank you for being a fan. Oh, Fat Raymond. Hi, Fat Raymond. That's a way better name than Raymond. Are you Raymond Felton by any chance? Probably not, but hi, Raymond. Hi, Fat Raymond. Hope your day is going great, man. Thank you for tuning in to Knicks Digest. Huck Porty playing in the G League. Don't be in the Knicks lineup. Yeah, I mean, he's not going to get in. There's too many centers for him to jump over. It would just be real difficult. I also think, because I'm going through, guys, yes, OG can guard Chet in the sense that Chet's not bullying OG. Vooch, who cares who Vooch guards? We all know. Vooch is cooked. And to take a Ben Rogers term, he's cooked. Just making fun of my boss. The Raptors went a full-on 6'8" roster a few years back, and OG had to guard many centers. He's one of the most versatile defenders in the league. Oh, yeah, for sure he's one of the most versatile centers in the league. Salute, Darlene. We got 58 people in here. And, guys, huge shout-out to Marcel Martin, a.k.a. Mavericks Digest. He's one of the OGs of the channel. Been here way longer than me. His videos are fire. He started Mavericks Digest months and months after I started Knicks, and the man has, I think, doubled my subscribers. Marcel's awesome, guys. So even if you're not a Mavs fan, his videos are just super fun, super informative. But had to give that shout out because he is a big reason why these views are jumping right now. But OG has guarded Rudy before. No, I understand that he can. I more mean like he's not going to on a Knicks team that has a Mitchell Robinson, that has bigger guys, especially when considering who Rudy is teammates with nowadays. Yeah, on the Jazz, it made more sense. Who is the 6'8" roster? Just out of sheer curiosity. Salute, Darlene. Mitch didn't go to college because he's a 7-foot baller. Well, so here's what Mitch said. Mitch went out there, and he committed to Texas A&M as a high schooler for this assistant coach who he really trusted. Coach goes to Western Kentucky. Mitch decommits, commits to Western Kentucky, stays there for the coach, shows up to college, and 2 weeks in, he went home because he said they were knocking on his door at 6 a.m. to go work out, and he's like, I'm not having someone yell at me at 6 a.m. in the morning that I'm doing something wrong, even when I'm doing it right, which is the greatest answer of all time, and Brunson and Josh Hart were, like, in literal tears laughing. Because especially, it's not like Mitch doesn't work. Like, he does put the work in. You could tell by the change in his body shape year after year that Mitch does put work in. He's clearly gotten so much better on the defensive end. He's no longer just a shot blocker. He's a multifaceted defender. We saw him give Joel Embiid a nightmare of a matchup. That doesn't come without grinding, because Embiid used to torch Mitch. Like, it used to be that it's like, oh, the Knicks are playing Embiid. Mitch is about to get absolutely burnt. OG is good. I appreciate it, Marcel. I do, my guy. Big Fat Raymond, please. It'll make my day. Big Fat Raymond. Who is Big Fat Raymond? This is either your friend or somebody you're actually a fan. Dude, oh, he's saying say it, please, because he hasn't noticed yet. I need OG to have 20-point games once in a while. I don't care. Oh, no, OG does have to show that he could score. Like, I have a feeling for the most part the Knicks will run some sort of rotation where obviously Brunson and Randle are going to get staggered, so you have one all-star level offensive-based player on the court. I also think we're not going to see the Nova Knicks line up as much as people expect because I think that we're going to see more Brunson and OG type lineups and then McHale and Julius Randle type lineups. So I think we'll do that more, and we will see a little bit less of the Nova Knicks lineup just because it's a small lineup, dude. Like, it'll work against some teams. Like, smaller teams, like, who's a small team out there? Like, who plays real small? I would say the Mavs, but they really do the opposite nowadays. Kyrie Irving and Derrick Jones Jr. were the only players on our team who's been to a finals before. We're ready now. No, I mean, I'm not surprised the Mavericks lost, and this isn't me being a hater. It's fully the fact that, well, one, you guys should have kept Brunson. But in all seriousness, like, what happened is I almost said Brunson again just because it's funny to mention. But, no, very few times does a young player who's like a superstar win their first NBA Finals. Luka was outmatched team-wise. He's the best player on the court. Like, there's no doubt that anyone with any semblance of knowledge on basketball knows that Luka was the best player in the NBA Finals, even when dealing with multiple nagging injuries. It's just Chris Boucher, O'Shea Brissett, Stanley Johnson, Rondé Hollis Jefferson, Pat McCaw, Malcolm Miller, Pascal Siakam, Paul Watson. I have not heard the name O'Shea Brissett in a bit, and I know he's been on the Celtics at times. Rondé was nice on Brooklyn. Rondé Hollis Jefferson was. I used to go to Nets games all the time when I was younger. Nickelbacks is really funny. That's a really fun. That was good. Nova 4 plus Jew would be devastating. That we will see. That we're going to see. I think it'll be more. When Julius is the center, I do think it'll be more Brunson, Devo, McHale, OG for the sense of guarding a big man if they're skilled. But I do want to see the Nova Knicks plus Randle, Grimes, and Y'all got Grimes. I forgot about y'all. Just stole the Pistons' hopes and dreams somehow. Look, I don't know how the Mavs pulled that trade off, but that was an awesome deal. Quentin Grimes is literally such a perfect player for the Dallas Mavericks. It's absurd. Genuinely start him over Clay. He's that good of a defender. Or start Clay at the 4, run some weird small ball lineup or something. Like, Grimes should start on the Mavericks with what they need. The season is here. We are so close. We're 60 days away. What do you think about the Knicks? I like them. I do. I love them. Big Knicks fan. I should have played. Chris, what rumors? Yo, so basically, with Julius Randle not having his contract, Grimes is going to hit. I'd be sick. I was so with it. Grimes going to win the NBA Finals, and then I saw who it's against. Now, the Knicks are smoking the Mavs. Such a terrible matchup for you guys. Such a terrible matchup. We have the best offensive rebounder in basketball who would just screw up Lively and Gafford because Mitch torches Daniel Gafford a lot. Also, I mean, yeah, Luka's going to go off, but OG is the guy you want guarding Luka. I mean, McHale on Kyrie is such a great matchup. I think the Mavericks, this isn't just me, like, hating. Dimitrios Kapinistev got waived. He's not going to be on the team. I think he's playing for the Trailblazers. But the news, Marcel, so to keep you in the loop, is the fact that there's been a lot of noise about the fact that Julius has not received a contract extension. There's a lot going around that, okay, yeah, they're not on the same side of things. They're both viewing things differently. It's kind of a different situation than usual right now, like, because he's such a star and no one thinks he's leaving, but now he's showing up in more and more trade rumors, and Fred Katz recently talked about the Knicks beat writer. I was going to make a video on this, but then it got to the point where I've made so many Randle trade videos, and people are like, dude, stop, please, that I just don't want to do it to the Knicks Digest fan base, so we're talking about it on live, because then you guys can just distract me if you get bored of it. I think it's a good mix. It's a good mix. OG gets hurt every playoffs. Not worried about him. Dude, OG is ready now. He's got that $1 million care. Spend millions on his health now. He could do that now. Sims needs someone to lob him the ball. Yo, so Brunson was talking about this. He said that he can't make lobs if he's driving right. He just doesn't have the ability to. But if they go left, if the other person goes left, then he's got the range because he's turned this way so he could do it. When he's here, it's harder because he has to get it over two people. He can't see it. Like, it's just not going to be work. QB1 Deuce lobs. That's the thing. Deuce should be way too good at lobs. The man's an awesome quarterback. I saw him in the final game of the year because I went to game 82 of the season, got this bobblehead of Jalen Brunson, also accidentally said Jalen Brunson was playing terrible right in front of his mom and his uncle. His uncle turned around and said he was going to score 40, and he was right. And then I became cool with his uncle. So his uncle's cool. It was a bad moment in time to be me. I was really embarrassed. But I got this Brunson bobblehead, and I also saw Deuce McBride just tossing Knicks shirts, just casually getting it damn near the Chase Bridge. I'm like, dude, what? It was absurd. It was absolutely absurd. Julius will be traded so he doesn't walk for nothing. I just think they're going to end up finding a way to bring him back that works on both sides. What do you think will happen in 2025, the Knicks with the roster? The Knicks with the... I think they'll make a trade for a backup center. I think that is what they will do. They'll add a backup center and probably not do much else. This roster is probably the majority of the roster that we'll see in the playoffs. After this year, Brunson will just be playing basketball and the NBA in trouble when Brunson just playing basketball carefree. Brunson's going to be playing basketball carefree this year, man. Mikhail got all 200. Mikhail should get $212 million, not OG, who's always hurt in the playoffs. Dude, you just got to hope that OG works out. Scap instead of his baby Jokic on the low. Dude, Scap was so good. I wanted him so badly, and they just... I mean, he torched the Nets. He gave the Nets some absolute business. I mean, Scap should actually get minutes on the Nets. They're that bad. But, you know, it is what it is. What are you going to do? Sometimes you just screw up and, you know, make stupid trades. Play stupid games, win stupid prizes. The Brooklyn Nets motto since... I don't know, 2014. I don't know when they moved to Brooklyn. Who cares? They're still in New Jersey. Y'all ain't got enough for anything. Y'all don't have enough to tank. Y'all don't have enough to do anything. So, damn negative Nets fan. I see it, by the way. Wake up. Y'all ain't got enough. Copy and paste. Dog, I keep seeing you say the same thing. What do you expect me to do? Give a different response than we're far better than the Nets? We stole your best player. Y'all don't have enough to tank. Y'all don't have enough to win. Y'all don't have enough draft picks to properly rebuild. Y'all don't have a fan base. Y'all don't have fans. Y'all don't have a good PA announcer. Y'all don't have an owner who cares. Y'all don't have a good GM. Y'all don't have a good-looking stadium. Y'all don't have a true marquee fan like most big-name teams do. It's 12 things you guys don't have that basically every NBA team does. You go to the friggin' Utah Jazz. They got a marquee fan. They got Mitt Romney, dude. Can you say, I'm really saying hi to people. Hi, Greenwich Stars. How we doing, gang? Yes. I think they made a move for a starting center. Well, they made the move for the backup center. The Brooklyn Knots is good. Dude, I went on such a rampage, and I couldn't have even said the Brooklyn Knots, dude. That's upsetting. Mikhail wasn't even our best player. If you think that glorified sixth man is going to be anything, then you're sipping the Kool-Aid. I remember back in the day being a fan of such a garbage team that I was praying anyone who could score the basketball was just going to turn into some massive success story when instead they're just getting opportunities because everyone else is terrible. I'll say this about Barclays in all seriousness. Like, yeah, we went after him because he was a perfect fit for us. Enjoy those 28th picks, 29th picks, 30th picks. Dude, he's just mad because he's got nothing. His team isn't bad enough to do anything about, and they're not good enough to do anything. People think Cameron Thomas is actually some future something. He's a sixth man. He can't play defense. Sixth man, volume scorer who doesn't score at good volume. Occasionally will have a phenomenal game and look like he's going to be great. And then now teams are game planning for him. So let's see how that goes. Let's see. We'll see how good Cam Thomas really is once teams are game planning for him and not Mikal Bridges. It'll be interesting. I'm curious. Enjoyed trading nothing for Cam Johnson also because y'all held on to him for too long. Smart move. Real smart by the Nets. Way to just stick around with him. Real good idea. Like, really, really smart by them to not trade him when he was most valuable. Great job by Brooklyn. But no, Mikal Bridges, they thought was going to be some future superstar. He just wants your response. I know. But I like giving it to him sometimes. He does respond on a lot of the videos, so I don't want to ignore him, you know? It's pretty simple. Nets! Dude, no, I will say, Barclays, it's all black painted. The court sucks. Like, the inside, I've been to Barclays. I've sat in the nosebleeds. I have sat courtside in the VIP section. I'll tell you something, dude. Their VIP section sucks, dude. Yo, the food, trash. The drinks, somehow as expensive as MSG. The bartenders, trash. I'm a former bartender. I could say that. Like, Barclays was not doing a good job. I'm in some VIP section now. Shout out to my homie Brad who got who invited me to it. He didn't get me the tickets. He got himself the tickets, and he invited me. So shout out to homie Brad. Great dude. Phenomenal guy. He was my editor back when I wrote for Daily Knicks. Shout out Daily Knicks and all of them still doing their thing over there. And we're at this Nets game when they're playing the who were they? Maccabi Rayana, a team from Israel, and the Nets were getting booed on their own court. Maccabi Rayana was getting bigger cheers. It was unbelievable. Cam Thomas got bad coaches, I swear. He does, because if they taught him something, he'd play in a system. But the Nets were also known to not have a system or an offensive game at all. The food was awful, dude. What did I say? Did I say it was ass? I might have said it was ass. Dude, I've been working nonstop the last entire week, so much. Ben Simmons, oh my God, Ben Simmons. Ben Simmons is the epitome of the Brooklyn Nets. They're so promising. It's so promising. Oh my God, this is legendary. Oh shit. Just like that. Literally, that's how it went. I shouldn't have cursed. I'm sorry. I need water. Is it weird that part of me still believes in Ben Simmons? Y'all ain't contenders. You're just yapping BS under a microphone. Well, the microphone's actually under me, and the name Knicks Digest is me, and I have 7,000 awesome subscribers and 58 people here talking, so you do that. And then talk about the Nets. I'd say I could hire you for Nets Digest, but I already got someone else who's probably better at it. Dude, Ben played. I don't think Ben cares. I was talking a lot to Sean Bernard. Check out Sixers Digest also. Like Mavs Digest, my guy Marcel. Check out Sixers Digest with my homie Sean Bernard. I was hitting him up. We were actually talking about this on Twitter. You could probably find it somewhere on his Twitter if you just look up Ben Simmons or mine, Chris7 Gallagher. And we were talking a lot about just the Ben Simmons thing. I was like, is his back screwed up or does he just not care about basketball? And Sean was like, I'm pretty sure from what I've seen that his back was not as bad as he claimed it was. He did have a back injury, but he used it as an excuse to stop caring about basketball, which honestly does make sense with the Nets. The Nets are built for a team that Ben Simmons could be the leader of, that he could dominate the ball and have a guy like Cameron Johnson and have another guy like Cameron Thomas who could really help. You got a sharpshooter, a shot creator, you got good defense. This is a team that Ben Simmons could try to have a bounce-back era on, and instead he just doesn't play. It's really weird. I don't understand what's going on with them. I mean, what a disaster trade by Sean Marks. You have James Harden still playing well, and you trade him for Ben Simmons. Mikal Bridges is the GOAT. Nah. We have a few different players better than Mr. Mikal on the Knicks. I don't blame Ben. He told him, I want to go to California. They said, you go where we tell you to go. Ben said, oh, yeah, watch this. He did say, I want to go to California, but he didn't have the right to do that. Where you're just like, oh, trade me to the Lakers, Clippers, Warriors, or Kings. I only want to play in California. Dude, he's from Australia, and he went to LSU. He doesn't have ties to California outside of, his girlfriend or so. Isn't he dating, a Kardashian or a Jenner or something? Who cares? he has no real ties to California. So, I don't know. It's really weird. He's a strange dude, clearly. He kind of lives in his own world. A lot of main character syndrome, stuff like that. Ben does get so much money. This is the last year of his contract. I wonder, you have to imagine a team is going to sign him. Maybe he's going to care that he's in a contract year. It makes sense. If there's ever a time that Ben Simmons is going to start caring about basketball again, it definitely is someone like Ben Simmons, like how Andrew Wiggins for 1 year looked like an all-star and was an all-star. He was an all-star starter and the second best player on a championship team. Well, you guys only have role players, so. Oh, you're talking about the Knicks trading for a role player? Yeah, so it actually fit the team. The Knicks don't just make trades for random guys who don't fit because they're a big name and can maybe bring you money. Or in Harden's case, buy the fans tickets since Nets fans don't exist. We're going to see what Cam Thomas really is this year. I like his game. I'll keep an eye on him during the season, but I'll be more focused on the Knicks winning a championship this year. The point is they used him as a scapegoat on the Sixers. I don't think they did. I don't think they used him as a scapegoat. I think Ben stopped caring. Now, maybe he'll care now. Contract year. You've done nothing. You've hardly played basketball. If there's a time to come back, it's now, dude. Like, you got to step up. You're on a team where everyone's bad. No one cares about him anyway. There's no real pressure. The Nets are going to be a 13th seed regardless. So you might as well just make the decision to do something nice, show that you are an NBA player. Like, that's the only thing that makes sense. Like, I really, use your YouTube channel if you have one, Negative Nets fan. I really hope that you're someone I actually know. Like, I hope like we know each other and are friends in real life, and you're just like, who do you think is the best player on the Knicks of the like of all time? I'd say Walt Frazier. Obviously today it's Jalen Brunson. Question: if the Knicks got Mikal before the OG trade, do you think the Knicks still would have pursued OG? I do not. I don't. Well, they'd still have RJ and IQ. It's a good question, actually. But OG's still a phenomenal fit with the Knicks, Mikal or no Mikal. Like, either way, it's such a good idea to pair Mikal and OG together when you're trying to beat the Boston Celtics anyway, that it's like it does make some sense. Like, there's an understanding to why you would do this. Like, I see it. I lost all respect for Embiid after that fiasco. That was pretty bad. Oh, yeah, no, Negative Nets fan. I know not everyone's bad, but everyone's bad in Ben Simmons' mind because Ben Simmons is the center of the universe in his own head. He's got main character syndrome, so he's thinking I'm better than all these guys, and theoretically he should be better than all those guys in the Nets because the Nets don't have a good team anyway. They're the only team in 2K rated under an 80, which is hilarious because, frankly, there should be teams worse. But the Nets don't have anyone who's actually that good, so what are you going to do? Can I join your channel? I'll be so funny, and it'll make so much vids. Knicks Digest specifically? No. But go into LinkedIn. Look up Digest Media if you want. If you go onto LinkedIn, look up Digest Media, apply to a job, you get the job, we can make videos together. That's the deal I'll make you. Knicks fans are so delusional, and it's beyond ridiculous. Nets fans don't exist, and it's beyond ridiculous. I don't even think you're a Nets fan. I think you're a Knicks fan who's bored. Like, I'd honestly just imagine you're a Knicks fan who's bored. I've never been asked for someone to join my channel before. That feels kind of good. That was kind of cool. But yeah, look. I think it's kind of crazy that Negative Nets fan actually gave a response. Everyone isn't that bad. Your man said, Knicks Digest, no. I hope I know Day's animation also. Like, this person's funny. This person's my Mitchell Robinson of commenters. I mean that in a very positive way. In a very cool way. Dude, Knicks Digest is mine. And Dariel's sometimes. Dariel's the man. We have Dariel. If we didn't have a second person, then no. But we have Dariel. And Dariel's the bro. I need to make more videos with him. But, like, he's available on weekends and I'm available on weekdays, which actually makes it good for the channel. Like, guys, if you see a video on the weekend, it's most likely Dariel, and if it's the weekday, it's most likely me. In case you guys are wondering, because I know, like, Dariel is just way cooler than me, so, like, you guys might want to go check his videos out more. Shout out Dariel, though. He actually is really cool. I love working with him. Let's go, Chris. Your last show was it. Yeah. I Rise. I say show. Why not? Yo, I Rise. Were you in the last live stream? I'm blanking on the name of live streams. Sorry for the sirens in the background, guys. I need to keep my window open. It's too hot in my bedroom right now. I got Knicks 100 a game week. I Rise. I saw your comment. I know you didn't like that video I made. I apologize, my guy. Sometimes I'm told to make YouTube videos, and I don't own the channel. Sometimes I just got to do stuff. I'm available every week. I'm the GOAT. Dude, as I said, go onto LinkedIn, apply to Knicks Digest, or apply to Digest Media. Knicks Digest is not taking applications at this time. But soon we will. So, actually, that's not true. Dariel's not going anywhere, and I'm certainly not going anywhere. I am going to Jets Digest, but I'm still going to be the same old Knicks Digest guy I've always been. Guys, would you trade Randle for AD in such a heartbeat, New Lord? I would trade Randle. I don't think that trade works. I have to go on my phone for this. Days Animations. Yeah, go to LinkedIn. Apply. Guys, did you know that Pat Connaughton is already 31 years old? Like, I know that's so random to say, but I just was looking up Pat Connaughton's stats earlier because I don't know, a weirdo. I didn't say it. Y'all didn't hear anything. I didn't curse. Knicks Twitter is the place to be these days. Dude, Knicks Digest is the place to be these days. I think AD would play way better with Brunson than he does with LeBron. I agree, because Brunson's a 40% shooter. AD, surrounded by a bunch of 40% shooters, dude? That is, oh, man. I'm a huge AD fan also. Fanspo, trade machine. Guys, if you ever want a trade machine, don't do ESPN. Do Fanspo, Fanspo. It's definitely the move. Twitter, I know what you mean. I know what you mean. I see ya. Not that other name. It's actually X, formerly Twitter. Dude, who in their right mind calls it X? I was watching a show today. They called it X, and I was like, oh, shut up. It's the show All American. The show's kind of bad, but you know what? It's pretty fun, and I'll stand by that. Guys, you guys got a favorite TV show out there while I make a trade up? I'm making a trade, but let's talk. Can you say it again? The job. Digest, so like Knicks Digest, Media, Media. Days Animations, if you don't mind me asking, how old are you? This is an important part of this. It's an important part of it. There's labor laws, so I need to know. And also, I don't run Digest Media at all. Ben Rogers, Raptors Digest, does. He's my boss. He tells me what to do. For instance, make a video that I Rise did not like very much, and you know what? Understandably, that video sucked, so I am sorry for that. Guys, sometimes I make terrible videos. Sometimes my videos just suck. What do you want me to do? Like, I'm not perfect. I'm doing my best out here. I'm doing my best to create content. What you know about watching Knicks Digest on the Protector through the Bluetooth. Elliot. My guy, I Rise. Let's go. Dude, you're such a big fan. I feel so bad that you hated that video recently. I was texting my girl about it, and she's like, dude, chill. Like, you're good. It's okay. Everything is A-okay. You're 23, then you're good to go. I'm 23, too. I'm eating candy, guys. I'm starving. I'm so hungry. Candy. You guys like candy? I'm not even a big candy person. But it's the only thing I have in my room right now. Yo, I Rise. You commented that you didn't like my video recently. What do you want me to make a video on? I'll make one just for you. It'll be the I Rise special. Yo, if any of y'all ever have video requests, put them in my comments, dude. I'm always looking for something to make content on. JK10. Yeah, dude, I could tell you were young. I could tell. You got time. You got some time. But I'll remember you now, so if you ever do apply once you're 16, 18, then you're good to go, man. I'm really talking to a 10-year-old online. That's not something I should tell people. But he's in the live stream. What are you going to do? Days Animations, if you hear me cursing here, pretend you didn't hear it. Even though I curse around my godson, who's younger than you. But, okay. iRise, make it good. What do you want the video on, iRise? If you're watching it on the projector through the Bluetooth LED light bulbs. I used to have LEDs up here. I actually have some. I have some and I don't use them. I got some. I'm trying not to knock everything over. I got them right here, dude. I need to put these up, but I'm so lazy. Like, I just never want to do it because I finished work and I'm so tired. I got to get on that grind, though. Do I get money to make... Well, you don't get money because we'd be breaking labor laws. You can't make YouTube videos. You're too young. Trust me, the phrase "you're too young" will feel good when you're older. But I get money from YouTube, from Knicks Digest. It's one of my 2 jobs. It's a part-time job, and it will be a full-time job. And I don't know if that makes any sense to a 10-year-old. Bro, I know every curse word, don't worry. Yeah, but I don't want you to tell your parents that you learned it from Chris Gallagher. Like, dude, that's a bad look on me. That's a bad look on my part. You need a curse jar. Facts. Darlene's been around. She knows. Darlene's the coolest. We stand Darlene Bryant on this channel, guys. If you guys aren't supporting Darlene Bryant, I'm not supporting you. It's pretty much that simple. All right, I've done nothing Knicks-wise in a second, and the viewers are not liking it. But it's okay. That's all right. So, yeah, I really think, imagine sitting yapping and saying a team like this being contenders, well, they're real good. And you know it, but, you're here to troll, which is fair. I respect the hustle. I do. I do respect the hustle. There's a panic. Chill. Bro, there's a panic. Chill. Oh, man, 10. What a young age. I remember being 10. I don't even know if I was a Knicks fan. It was 13 years ago. What, 2010? Dude, that was before Amari Stoudemire. Like, damn, where did the years go? Okay, so the Knicks would have to add Julius Randle. It's pretty simple. It's a pretty simple trade, actually. It's Julius and Mitch. It's Julius and Mitch and the picks that would make it work. What's the problem? Financial. Lakers are on it. Cut 38. Oh, wait, it'd be... Yeah, if the Knicks used Julius and AD, they'd be able to get it going. Like, or Julius and Mitch, then they'd be good to go. Oh, they're Hispanic. It's Hispanic. It's Hispanic, but that's okay. But yeah, look, I'm trying to figure out what we were talking about. Your man's Knicks Digest said no. Yo, Knicks 100 a GM. He's been here for a minute. I guess 100 a game. All right, guys, we got 20 minutes left on the stream. Let's finish strong because the views are... Darlene, you've been around the block a lot. No offense. You're like my mom's age, which is kind of cool. My mom's cool. She's a big Knicks fan, too, since the 70s. But, yeah, so I'm looking at this Knicks roster right now. I love the way they match up with most of the NBA, if I'm being serious. Like, with most of the NBA, the Knicks match up very well. Like, when you look at teams that are good, they've built a team that just can mirror basically any team. Like the 76ers, you throw McHale on Maxey, OG on Paul George, or OG on someone else. You have Randall guard Paul George, and then you have OG as an extreme help defender on Embiid while Mitch guards him. Like, that is such a good team. Like the Knicks, that is. And the Sixers are good also, don't get me wrong, but the Knicks match up so well with them. With the Celtics, you throw OG on Tatum. You throw McHale on Brown. You have Jalen Brunson. Like, the Knicks match up well with the Celtics. The Bucks, you throw OG and Mitch to kind of stop Giannis. You go out there. You have great shooting. The Bucks don't guard the three well. Brunson plays real well against the Bucks since they don't have good perimeter defense at all. So I think what we're looking at here is a Knicks team that is built so well to counter other teams. Do you think NBA 2K25 will be cool? Man, I hope so. I'm gonna buy it. So I hope it's cool. Last time the Knicks had a superstar excitement, or was Patrick Ewing. Nobody thought Marbury was going to win a chip in New York. Well, Marbury wasn't as good. Like, Marbury was good, don't get me wrong, but he wasn't some superstar world-beating point guard who it's like, oh, this guy is top 5, top 10 player in the NBA. Marbury was great, but he wasn't that great, if that makes sense. Though he was great. Don't get me wrong, we stand Stephon Marbury everywhere we go as Knicks fans. Once a Knick, always a Knick. Chinese basketball legend also. Where is it? Coney Island Projects legend. I bailed on 2K. Dude, it's hard to play 2K nowadays. I do it because I love playing now online since I'm real good at it, but I don't really play that much anymore. It's not even good for sports games, dude. I don't really love Madden either, I'll be honest, but I play so much UFC 5 and MLB The Show, and I'm going to get back into Madden because it's football season, but I'll flame out of it soon. I just need to see my Jets win a Super Bowl somewhere. It's all right. The Knicks are going to win a championship. I'm trying to think. I feel like a team the Knicks don't match up great against is the Timberwolves. Like, they don't match up poorly, don't get me wrong, but they don't match up great with Minnesota. It's definitely a bit worrisome with the matchups. I think it's like, okay, well, you could have McHale guard Edwards or OG guard Edwards because OG put him in jail, and then have the other one guard Towns. But Towns is a little big for either of them, especially McHale. Are you going to make... Yeah, facts. iRise. What's the video you want to see? Any video that you want to iRise. It's all you. I'll make it. It could be about whatever you want. I'll do it. I'll find a way. Bum family show Nets fans ain't got nowhere to go. Yeah, I mean, I don't know. I think he left the chat now. That would make sense. Nah, because iRise, I saw that you commented that you didn't like one of my recent videos because, I'll be honest, it was one of my worst videos. So I figured to make it up to you, let me know what video you want to see from me. You can pick the topic. I'll make it. I got you, bro. I got you, my guy. But yeah, so we on that final under 20-minute grind, so we got to keep talking. Nah, you killed it. I appreciate it, iRise. I'm trying to be out here, trying to give the people what they want. And I was gonna make a Julius Randle trade video, but that's definitely not what the people want, so I'm not gonna do that anymore. I need to find a new video for tomorrow. I'll figure that out. But here's the thing: 2K24 was fun. Waiting for 25. He was firing on us. We good now? Let's go. Yeah, I think with 2K25. One, it's going to be fun to see how much they underrate the Knicks. I mean, Julius Randle at 85 is absurd when Pascal Siakam's an 88. Like, come on. Derek White's a higher rating than Julius Randle, a 2-time All-NBA player, a 3-time All-Star. That's absurd. It's not like Julius some old guy. He's coming off an All-Star season. They're putting Derek White above him, dude. Like, I know Derek White's good, but it's such a popularity contest where everyone's like, well, Derek White is the most underrated player in the NBA. And everyone's like, oh, well, Julius Randle's fat and sucks at basketball. It's a strange world we live in. I wanted Pascal Siakam. I didn't because we had Julius, but I understand why. Look, I think the Knicks do match up well with every single team in the Eastern Conference. I just truly do. I think it's a phenomenal matchup for all of them. I'm really excited to see the way that the Knicks match up with these teams. First game of the year against the Celtics is going to be huge. Oh, we hit 7.1K. Let's go. Thank you so much, guys. I appreciate it. Did not know we got to 7.1K, back on the road to 8. Dude, yeah, I think with Pascal, I just think I like Randle better as a player. And because of that, I would rather the Knicks have Julius Randle. But given I could see Knicks Digest top 5 in Knicks podcasts, I appreciate it, iRise. I'm doing my best. I know that there's other people, specifically Knicks Fan TV, who's just the best at it, and that's okay. That's okay, because that's why I'm also doing Yankees Digest. It's why I'm also doing OG is garbage in 2K, dude. Not even good at defense that much. But yeah, I'm doing Jets and Yankees Digest, trying to become not just a Knicks content creator, but a New York sports content creator. Also, hopefully move into some UFC stuff soon. But yeah, guys, so certainly make sure you're subscribed if you're liking this. We got a couple minutes left on stream that we're going to cook with. Dude, yeah, OG's garbage in 2K. Pascal, another max contract down, leader to squat in Toronto without Kawhi. Yeah, I mean, he had that one really good year. Jay Bishman, what's good, man? Just an absolute staple in the New York Knicks live streams, especially last one. Yeah, he didn't do anything in Toronto without Kawhi. Like, very underwhelming stuff from him. 100%. And then I think it's more just like OG is trash. He is. Like, I don't know why he's an 84 or whatever they have his rating at. He's like an 84. I guess that's fair. He's an 82 in the last 2K, which is absurd. Like, he's just so valuable towards winning. 7 p.m. All right, well, yeah, I can't compete with Melo and Brunson and Hart, Melo and Mero and Brunson and Josh Hart. I can't compete with those guys. They were on the Knicks. Not Mero, but he's the man. Jesus and Mero, come on now. Knicks Fan TV also, they're just the best at this. I'm well aware of that. Like, that has not slipped my mind. I appreciate being fourth, though. Being up there with some awesome names. Absolutely incredible. Do you think the Pacers will be a threat? I actually don't. I think the Pacers are going to be like an 8th seed next year. I think they're going to be weirdly bad. Like, I just don't think the Pacers were ever that good. I don't think their defense is very good. I don't think that their stars are elite. I'll take 4 any day of the year, any day of the week, whatever. I'll take it whenever, dude. I'm down for 4. 4 is sick. I appreciate the love, my guy. Definitely one of the people who does motivate me to make this channel really good, because I see your comments a lot. Like, it's people here, like iRise, Jay Bishman, like, y'all who have been there for so long. New Lord, like, Darlene. Salute, Darlene, obviously. Knicks 100 a game. Like, people, you guys have been here for a minute. Like, really riding with the crew, doing, like, here for a long, long time. Y'all are some OGs of the channel for sure. Like, Miles Turner runs funny. Miles Turner acts so tough. Dude, that was so annoying when Dante DiVincenzo was acting crazy. I can Days Animations. Hi, Sunil. I hope I'm pronouncing that right. Sunil. I hope I'm pronouncing that right. I hope you're having a phenomenal day. If you're a fan of Knicks Digest, thank you so much. It means the world to me. Same thing as Days Animations. I don't know if you guys are the same person, but all of you guys, you mean so much. And Fat Raymond, all of you, I appreciate the love that you guys have brought the channel. Really does mean the world to me. You always have a friend in me and Chris Gallagher. Dude, Miles Turner, I don't think Miles Turner is going to improve that much. Like, he's been the same Miles Turner for a while. It's a good player. It's a good player. Of course, Days Animation. I don't think Miles Turner is going to improve because he hasn't improved too much over his career. He's definitely gotten better, don't get me wrong. I love him on the Knicks, but, like, I don't think there's going to be much more improvement with Turner. I just don't see that being the case. I do really, really wonder, like, I don't understand how the Pacers think they're just good. They're just good to go. Like, you guys had so many injuries last year where it's like, why? Like, what is going on that they thought they didn't have to improve at all? Like, I just don't understand why they thought that their team was good enough to just stand by and be like, okay, we're good. We're cool. We made the conference finals despite the fact that we were blessed by injuries in both rounds. Like, I think the Pacers are going to get shell-shocked. Yeah, no, for sure. Like, Miles Turner's a real good player. I'm not trying to say that Miles Turner's not very good. I'm just more saying I don't think that the Pacers are good. I just don't think they're a very good team. I don't think they're going to make it out of the first round again. Game 4, I think it was. Yeah, I mean, we won, what? The Pacers were the real fluke. Yeah, the Pacers were such a fluke. My guy is going through a lot. Can you wish him well, bro? It absolutely brightened his life. His name is Danny Cruz. Danny Cruz, I'm sorry to hear you're going through a lot. It's tough. It is. It sucks. We all have our own BS to deal with. Every single one of us. We're all human. But you just know, you just keep pushing forwards because there's nothing else to do. So you just keep grinding, keep going forwards. You got much love. You got a friend in Chris Gallagher. Hope you enjoy the content. If you don't watch, well, that's okay too. Whatever makes you happy, man. Your homie iRise is the man. By the way, who won the trade, OKC or Chicago? I think they both won. It was a great trade. Chicago gets a young guard who can absolutely improve more now that he gets to work with the ball in his hands. He has some scorers around him like Kobe White, and Vooch is still a solid post scorer and good for pick and rolls and pick and pops, given his three-point percentage is plummeting. Pat Williams will have an increased role. You still have Zach LaVine there. I think this is good, really good for the game of Josh Giddey, and I think we're going to see a lot of improvement out of him. And, Alex Caruso on the Thunder just hammers in the fact that the Thunder are so good at defense. There's no one you want to switch on to with the Thunder. They're all just killers on the defensive end. Of course, iRise. Anytime, man. I didn't watch the Knicks before the RJIQ trade. The game they got punked by Orlando when Batadze shoulder-checked Brunson, it was obvious they had to do something. Wasn't that the game before? Wasn't that the literal game before? If I'm not mistaken. The Knicks lost the game to Orlando. I'm pretty sure that was the exact game. Damn, man. Time flies. Time do be flying out here, man. But yeah, 10 minutes on the chat because after an hour and a half, my back gets real sore sitting in this chair. I feel it now, but we're still good for a bit. I didn't watch it. Yeah, dude, I think the Thunder are going to go to the finals this year. I do. I think it's either going to be them or Minnesota. It's not a hot take, but I do. I think the Nuggets will have a good shot. Them adding Russ was a phenomenal signing. Underrated move for sure. Yeah, it was the game before. Yeah, I think it was a good time to do it. Giants Digest is coming. So both of them are coming. Jets is coming in a week or two. I do Knicks and Yankees, and I'm going to start Jets, and that'll start, I want to say, in a week or two. Jalen Smith will help Chicago. Jalen Smith will absolutely help Chicago. He's a good lob threat also for Giddey. I think it's a good team for Giddey. I'm curious about what happens with Lonzo because he's supposed to be healthy. You obviously can't put Giddey and Lonzo together. They're too redundant. They're the same player twice. It just doesn't make sense. Thunder versus Knicks would be an awesome finals. That would be real fun to watch. Both teams just match up well. It would be a war. That'd be a war. The Knicks Recap and Knicks Digest are also channels. Well, Knicks Digest is me, and the Knicks Recap is Troy. And Troy used to work for Knicks Digest. He also did Knicks Recap at the time. But, yeah, no, I know Troy. Troy's cool. We definitely had some fun together. We agreed on literally nothing. This is the early days of Knicks Digest. But Troy went on to do the Knicks Recap, and he's doing great. So shout out Troy. He's doing his thing. Much love at Knicks Digest. Hope to talk to you soon, bro. Danny loves the Giants. The Giants will come. We're doing Jets first because, frankly, because I'm the guy for Jets. They already have someone hired. So they're like, okay, we have Chris. We'll start it with him. And I've done the other channels, so it's not like me, struggling to figure out what I'm doing being a YouTuber for the first time. It's pretty easy. Oh, Knicks Now by Chat Sports. I'm forgetting the man's name. Shoot. To the guy at Knicks Now from Chat Sports, you're cool. Marshall something. I want to say Marshall Green is his name. Yeah, they got more subscribers than I think me and Troy put together. Knicks Now by Chat Sports doing their thing. Shout out Marshall. Cool dude. From what I see, I don't know Marshall. Yeah, no. I know Knicks Now by Chat Sports. I don't know Marshall that well. I know Troy a lot better. I don't know if Troy knows Marshall, but Troy and I worked together, and I've never really had a conversation with Marshall. But yeah, I don't know. Seems like an alright guy. Seems cool. No beef with Marshall for sure. Much love, all respect. Yeah, Marshall Green. No, I see him on Twitter a lot. Seems cool guy. I like his takes. Jalen Smith is gonna help Chicago.
Mitch would destroy. Dude, I said when the entire time Mitch was out, I'm like, Mitch is better than Hartenstein. Like, yeah, Hartenstein fits the Knicks better, but Mitch is still better. He's still this elite rim protector, the best offensive rebounder in the NBA, far better defender than Hartenstein was. Like, I think that people forgot how good Mitch is when he's fully healthy. He was not fully healthy in the playoffs. Mitch looked like a defensive player of the year when he was healthy. I forgot Troy and Marshall, damn. Well, you know. They are my competition, so I don't know if I should be, like, shouting them out, but I'm not going to be rude to them on camera. They never did that to me, so I'm not going to do it to them. Unless they hate me, and I just don't know. But I don't think Troy and Marshall know. None of us work together anymore. I never worked with Marshall. I only know Troy from a few. We worked on Knicks Digest together for 2 months, like early on into Knicks Digest, and then he went off to do the Knicks recap, which he already had doing. He had been doing it, but like he was like, I want to focus on my own channel where he's not working for a company that's taking some of the money, which. Understandably so, they gave me the Digest Media gave me the platform to do this. And Marshall is the same thing as me, where him and I work, like he works for Chat Sports, I work for Digest Media, where Troy is just doing his own thing. So it is a bit different. But yeah, Troy and Marshall are out there doing their things. I like my content better. I assume they like their own content better. Not starting beef. I'm just saying that I personally, someone who's biased towards Chris Gallagher, likes his own content better. I also do watch their videos sometimes because different perspectives. I think they watch mine too. I see the titles you guys give. I know you're getting them. I see them. I hope they don't hate me for that. I'm really not trying to start beef. They have way more subscribers than me. Both of them do, so I can't say much. Shea had some bad defensive lapses in the Dallas series, got caught off ball repeatedly. Yeah, I mean, he's probably their worst defender, and he's still a very solid defender. Hi, Raphael. Thank you for supporting Knicks Digest. So I do think that Knicks Thunder would be an absurdly cool series. I worry because the Thunder have had the Knicks number a lot. I think Mitch would bully both Hartenstein and Chet Holmgren, though, which would be cool to watch. So I am pretty hyped. I do love Mitchell Robinson as a starting center, Days Animations. But yeah, guys, we all show each other love. Your spot is solid. Troy's enthusiastic, and you and Marshall had. Well, I like that each of them have parts of me in it, especially because I started Knicks content creation after them. So some might say it's the other way around, but I like saying. We also, dude, there's so much overlap between all the channels. Like, you guys, I assume, watch all three. Like, our channels are all very similar. Like, if you're watching one, it makes sense to watch the other. But I guess their subscribers haven't found Knicks Digest yet, but it's okay. It's okay. That's why I'm doing the 3 channels. I don't want to just be a face of the Knicks. I want to be a face Jets media, Yankees media. Make the Chris Gallagher name brand more valuable, you know? You know the vibes. I don't just want to be some Knicks creator. The Knicks are my favorite team. Don't get me wrong. Of any team, I know the Knicks more than anyone. But definitely, I don't subscribe to Chat Sports. I'm good. I'm not saying anything. Would you ever have contact with Marshall Green? I don't know how Marshall Green and I would ever get any contact of each other unless we're just in some Twitter thread together. Like if I respond to his tweet or something, because his tweets do get suggested for me, then maybe. But like, and this is nothing against Marshall. I just don't know him. Like, I wouldn't go out of my way to hit Marshall up and be like, hey man, what do you think of this? Just in the sense of like, we don't know each other. Like Marshall and I, like, again, we have no problem with each other. I assume if we met, we'd get along very well. But it's more just like, it's not, we don't run in the same circles. We each have our own friend groups and our own lives. But if we met somewhere and we recognized each other, and I don't know if he'd recognize me. I know I'd recognize him. I'd be like, hey man, respect your channel. I'm basically doing the same thing as you. And we'd probably chop it up and have a good time, honestly. Probably happen at a Knicks game also. I'm subscribed to the Knicks recap also. Yeah, Troy started here. Or he didn't start here. I'm lying. Troy did not start here. Troy
Troy was the first content creator for Knicks Digest. He helped start Knicks Digest. He started on the Knicks recap. That's why he has so many subscribers now. And shout out to Troy for doing so. He's grinding. I don't watch them. Marshall is bipolar. I'm going to have to take your word for it. I'll be honest. I'm not doing too much watching of Chat Sports and the Knicks recap, mainly because I know what they're going to say because I'm probably saying it or I know the gist of everything. I watch all three. You see, Dave's animation is just vibing out. I appreciate the promotion. Dude, the Mitch training video hasn't happened. He's still rehabbing that foot. So we're not seeing him cross up his friends and hit fadeaway threes like he's Kevin Durant. I'm going to get in so much trouble for this live stream talking about my competition. But they're cool guys. I don't got beef. No beef with any of them. But guys, thank you so much for tuning into this version of the Knicks Digest live stream. We're going to do Saturday ones more often. Not this weekend because I will be in the Jersey Shore. Not going to say where. It's the town right next to Belmar. That's the most I'll give you. So if you see me at the Jersey Shore for some reason, if any of you guys are there and are at like Parker House or something and I'm there too, come up and say hi and talk about the Knicks because, well, people go to Parker House to get laid and I have a girlfriend, so I'll be pretty bored there. Shouldn't have said that on live stream. Oh, well. See you later, guys. Have a great day. And go Knicks, baby.